2018. Let me go and say this part. We usually have our meetings here at the Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority. Board of Commissioners meetings are held on the third Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. All meetings are conducted at PRHA's main office, 3116 South Street, Portsmouth, Virginia 23707, unless otherwise noted. All members of the public are welcome to attend. All righty. Madam Secretary?
All right. Commissioner Chapman,
Present.
Commissioner Cofield, Commissioner Harris, Commissioner Lalonde,
Here.
Commissioner Roberts, Vice Chair Washington,
Present.
and Chair Smith. We do have a quorum.
All righty. Item number 2, amendment to the annual 2018-2019 and 5-year 2016-2020 agency plan. Ms. Winston.
No.
Hey.
Okay, so this may sound familiar to you because you all approved the plan in March 15th at the board meeting. We since have had a minor amendment that we need to do for basically formality reasons for HUD. So the board approved the plan on March 15th, and now we have to do an amendment to include some additional RAD information. And so any changes or amendments have to allow for a public comment period and public hearing. And also we have to advise the residents and also the RAD board of any changes as well. So the changes that we are doing today is to include 5 communities that we've talked about before. At the time, I think we said we had put in an application for HUD for to convert these units. We received approval from HUD now, so we have to add some additional language into our agency plan to account for that. So just in case you don't remember, I just kind of did a brief overview of why RAD and basically provides access to more stable funding to make needed improvements to properties. We get higher rents when we convert to RAD. And also, if needed, it can easily be used to borrow money and rents to perform rehabilitations on our properties. And also, residents can receive, if available, a tenant-based protection voucher, a tenant-based voucher after 1 year. And that is called a choice mobility. So if, once we convert these units, if a resident after a year of staying in that unit decide that they want a tenant-based voucher, then they can do so. If we have it available, that's the key word. Now, if we don't, then they would just go ahead up the wait list. Everybody else, okay?
Question. Could they go to another area to get a tenant-based voucher?
Yeah, so once you get that voucher, you can take it anywhere in the United States.
Right.
So that's one of the major benefits as well, to provide that choice mobility to residents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just talk about the property that's going to be impacted. And so Westbury, which we call AMP 13, it consists of 58 units. You'll see pre-conversion, post-conversion, the same number of bedrooms, nothing changing. We're not decreasing the size or the density of any units. The next AMP is what we consider AMP 14, Holly Square, Westbury, and this is all in the Westbury portfolio. So again, 59 units, same pre-conversion and post-conversion numbers. Seaboard Square is a total of 121 units. Again, nothing changes. And we have to show this in our annual plan, so that's why I'm just kind of going through it. And then Seaboard Square 2, which is our AMP 17, is 100 units. Nothing's changing there. And our Westbury Cottages is 16 units, and there's 16 one-bedroom units. So nothing is changing there as well. So what's next? So we're in the process now of finalizing what we call our RPCAs for these communities. It's a needs assessment of what work needs to be improved in the communities, and what we have to do as an authority. So depending on the results from that, which we expect any day now, will determine what resources we need to allocate to that. So whether we have some, now these are newer communities, so I don't anticipate really anything that needs to be done. It's very minor, if any. And so, if so, we may need to allocate some capital funds to do any of what they consider critical repairs or initial repairs. And then after that, we have to submit a financing plan to HUD on Monday. And then we'll be looking to close sometime November, December-ish timeframe. So that's basically it. We've been talking about RAD for a while. Their home was operating now under RAD. You're familiar with that, but we did have to actually go through this process, have a resident meeting. We have 3 resident meetings, so we've already had resident meetings with 3 times, 2 in November, then we did one, about a week ago. And then I made a presentation to the RAD board at their June meeting. They just had very minor, comments, just a couple of questions on the choice mobility process. And wanted to make sure that they didn't have to move or leave their home, pretty much was what their concern was. So no, they don't. If we do have to do any rehab, then most of the time it would be considered rehab in place, so they don't have to leave their unit. And if for some reason it, became something a little bit more than what we anticipated, then we could relocate them to another unit on site temporarily, maybe for a week or 2 while we did those things. But again, we don't anticipate any, major renovations that need to be done like we did at Dale Home.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions for me?
Commissioner Lonnie?
Yeah, so does this put all properties under RAD now that we have control over?
We will have 1 remaining, and that would be Swanson.
And what's our plan? Is there a long-term strategy for Swanson to get them on RAD?
That's something that we could look at now because of the amount of rehab. Again,
Right.
you have to show the ability and to be able to fund the repairs. Well, Swanson is old. We're talking
Right.
1940, so
Oh.
we're not going to have the capital money to do that.
Separate discussion. Also,
Separate discussion.
just
you
the
know.
letter too, just weird stuff. The letter
Which
has
letter you
Mr.
looking at?
Bland on it,
Yeah,
but it says "Dear Mrs. Brown." Is that just a?
that's a typo.
That was a
typo.
typo. I'm
Yeah.
sure our field office rep, she probably just used the previous version. Take it out.
Who's Mrs. Brown?
It was Donnell Brown.
Donnell
Oh,
Brown.
never mind.
Yeah, the previous interim executive director. So.
But the date is 2015.
Right.
Mr. Lalonde? You see, but the date is 2015.
Sir.
Any questions? Now, we do need to open it up, because again, this is a public hearing as well. So do we have anybody here to speak on, the RAD conversion? You do?
No, as simple as what does RAD stand for?
It stands for Rental Assistance Demonstration Project. So basically, it just changes the platform of funding that we receive. So instead of receiving our funds from our capital and public housing side, we'll now be receiving it from the Section 8 side, which is an actual long-term, better plan and portfolio for the authority to operate under.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
So, I'm just asking a question to clarify. The rental assistance means that the funds move with the tenant,
The
right?
funds move with the project.
With the project,
Correct.
okay.
Yes.
So it's providing rental assistance based on that tenant's level of income and.
Yes, so they
the
still
type-
pay only 30% of their income
Mhm.
towards rent. So, like with public housing, they pay 30%. When we move to the Section 8 platform, they'll still pay 30% of their
Okay.
income towards rent.
Okay,
We just get our money from a different source.
different source, okay. Different program line.
Yes,
Mhm.
better program.
Housing Choice Voucher Program.
Housing Choice Voucher Program, yes, Section
Yeah,
8,
that's
and
right.
it allows for higher rent, and,
Mhm.
And also, I think we, as a board, and from what we learned, it provides a better quality of life for our residents when we transition from one program to the other. So our guests will understand that we really took a look at what we have now and what we want to offer our residents in the future and for the city of Portsmouth. And looking at that in the larger sense, we thought it would be a better program for the future for the residents and in the direction that the city was going in. So it wasn't just an isolated look, or we really gave it a whole lot of thought and consideration on how to continue to improve the overall quality of life for the residents. And within the PRHA program. I think that's really important
Yes.
as well. It just makes for more progressive, forward-thinking about how we want the PRHA program to operate.
It gives us ability to, make necessary repairs to our units as needed. I think HUD had estimated back in 2015 or 16, it was $26 billion in improvements that needed to be made to public housing units across this country. We were not getting anywhere near that amount of money. So they came up with a solution that they thought would allow housing authorities to be able to address those needs in the community by allowing us to get higher rents, allowing us to remove what we call the declaration of trust from the properties. Should we need to loan or get, equity or debt, invest money, we would have the opportunity to do so, to make the repairs as needed. Before it had a declaration of trust on it, so you could not, put debt on, public housing. So now that kind of changes it up if we need to, in the future. So.
And the other thing too, that there are roughly about 180,000 units being transferred to RAB this year. And
Nationwide?
Nationwide, over 100,000, and they've been doing this for probably the last 7, 8 years. And actually, going forward in the future, HUD probably will require all housing authorities to go in that direction, to go to RAB. But right now, this year, about 180,000 is in the pipeline to be converted to RAB. And the program is very successful. It's been around. As Alicia said, it's going to allow housing authorities to now be able to generate more revenue so they can take care of all of our capital needs going forward in the future. That's the most important thing.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none. Incredible job as always. Thank you, staff. Y'all are awesome. Yes. Mhm. Alrighty, Commissioner, before you have the resolution, 2018-33. The resolution adopting an amendment to the Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority Annual Agency Plan for fiscal year 2018 through 2019 and 5-year 2016 to 2020 agency plan. Whereas Section 51 of the quality of the 511 of the Quality Housing and Work Responsibility Act 1998, QHWRA requires housing authorities to provide its residents, community, and the Department of Housing and Urban Development a comprehensive agency plan that consists of a 5-year plan and an annual action plan. And whereas the Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority, PRHA, is amending its 5-year plan and its annual action plan. PRHA has received a commitment to enter into a housing assistance payment, CHAP, from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, for the conversion of Westbury Holly Square at Westbury, Seaboard Square 1, Seaboard Square 2, and Westbury Cottages to project-based vouchers assisted units under the Rental Assistance Demonstration Program, RAD, in accordance with the guidelines of PIH Notice 201-32, Rev 2, Rev 3, and any successor notices. And whereas conversion under RAD is considered a significant amendment to PRHA's 5-year. Now therefore be it resolved that the 5-year plan and the annual agency plan amended is hereby adopted. Chairs, need a motion?
Make a motion approving adopting the resolution to the Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority's annual agency plan for fiscal year 2018, 2019, and the 5-year 2016-2020 agency plan.
Thank you, Commissioner Longley. Chairs, need a second?
I second.
Thank you, Commissioner Roberts. Madam Secretary?
All right. Commissioner Chapman?
Yes.
Commissioner Cofield? Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Lalonde?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington?
Yes.
And Chair Smith.
Yes. That's it. Got anything else, Mr. Glenn?
Nope, that's the only thing we can discuss.
Awesome. That's
Based on
great.
our agenda.
All right, well, meeting is adjourned.